All right, I just got the mail. I have a small haul and I couldn't wait to open it. So here we go. I got from the wool, I don't remember what it's called. Wool Warehouse. It's a beautiful bag that it's in. And look at it, shiny. This is 25 count Lugana. It's beautiful. It's a Zweigart and it's called Sparkle Snow. I got almost 2 yards of it. Look at how pretty that is. It is beautiful. That exceeds my expectations. The pictures on their website didn't quite do it justice. And then, do not bend. I'll let you keep looking at the Lugana. I got this. The chicken run. It is so cute. I'm very excited to put this up somewhere in our cabin when we finish it. It is 14 count by Heritage Crafts. It's the kit. So fun colors. It comes with a needle. And there's some other ones that they have if anybody's interested. But I'm very excited. Oh my gosh. As I was going to put that back away, she also sent me this sachet set. The pattern. It's so sweet. So this came from My Vintage Needle Arts Etsy shop. And she sent me this little gift with my purchase, and I totally was not expecting that. That is so sweet. I will link her down in the description for you. So thank you. All right, I just wanted to show you the progress. Oh, so let me zoom out a little bit. I've been making on the child. It is working up really fast, which is awesome, and I love it. I enjoy working on it. I love these colors. Blue is my favorite, and I love the way orange and blue kind of like pop together. And I love this light orange down here too, like the kind of peachy orange. So you should grab your stitching, whatever project you're working on right now, and stitch with me for a little while. I will probably only be working on this on video for maybe 15 minutes, just because we are approaching bedtime. But the wee one is preoccupied. It is really cute. She has her own little pink hoop that I threw a couple stitches into. I might have mentioned it. I'll have to see if I have a picture of her carrying it around and trying to poke her thread through. I am slightly biased, but it's pretty stinking cute. I was going to talk to you a little bit about my plans for that almost 2-yard piece of Sparkle Snow that I got. But I don't have that note card with me that has everything broken out. But I do know, I've got some Hades for it, so I might change my mind now that I've seen the sparkle. I don't know that I want to do full coverage pieces on that. But for right now, this is subject to change now that I've seen the fabric. I have 4 normal sized full coverage Hades planned for it. And then with the scrap pieces, I have room for some quick stitches or bookmarks or ornaments. Because I went math teacher and made sure that I was getting the best use out of the size fabric that I had. So I have a really pretty fall piece. I think it's got like an old house and pumpkins, and I love the fall. So I was gonna put that on it. And on Hade, I believe it's called Polar Protector. It's got a dragon with penguins, and it's a snow scene that I was gonna make for my sister, because she actually went to Antarctica last Christmas, and she went for school. It was a study abroad. I think she was there. It was like a cruise, but they actually like stopped, and it was this huge thing. They went to the Falkland Islands and some places in Antarctica, and could be butchering some of the geography down there. I don't know. I'm sorry if she's watching this. She's cringing right now. But it was beautiful. The pictures that she ended up creating like a scrapbook, like not a scrapbook, but like one of those picture books that you can print off online. And she shared it with some of the family members. She got some of the family a book. I think I am the owner of such a book. But living in a construction zone, I don't really know where anything is right now. So, but yeah, no, it was beautiful. And so she's really into winter and Antarctica things, and she was originally a Chinese major, but she ended up just minoring in it instead, because she wasn't able to go overseas for study abroad because of COVID. So she just ended up minoring in it instead because of the restrictions. But anyway, so she really enjoys like Chinese and really Asian cultures more broadly. So dragons and a lot of their lore and things like that. And so it ended up being perfect. And I showed it to her and she just went crazy. She loved it. So I'll be making that for her. I think there was like maybe a country store, or I think there might have been a winter scene. I don't remember. But I know that there's a Capricorn one that I want to start for my birthday that I also want to make sure I have fabric for. I have some fabric coming from Amazon also that once I actually get it and see what the dimensions are, I'll kind of plan for those as well. It was really cheap. I had it in my cart and forgot about it when I went to make a purchase for our construction, and so I have that coming in as well. Oops. But I actually don't feel too bad about it because I'm actually starting to hit some finishes, which feels pretty good. Because I have quite a number of kits. Until I discovered Flosstube, and it was completely random that I found it at all. I was probably trying to remember how to do a French knot. It's usually how I end up stumbling into Flosstube, or stumbling into the internet, or YouTube generally, is trying to remember how to do a certain stitch in cross stitch or crochet or knitting after I haven't done it for months. So I was probably looking up a French knot, and normally I don't rabbit hole down YouTube too much, but on that specific day I really did. And so I somehow discovered Heide's Heaven and Earth Designs and was just floored. I had only known about like pattern, and I might have said this in the previous video, but up until recently I only knew that kits existed. I knew that you could buy like a pattern online, and I figured like I'd just seen most of those as being like samplers and like things with just like a lot of words, which means a lot of backstitch, and I don't love backstitching. It's a necessary evil, I guess. But once I'm doing it, I don't hate it. I just always dread getting to it. But anyway, so I ended up falling down the rabbit hole, finding that I discovered Heide, and it was kind of game over. I spent way too much time building a wish list there and just falling in love with some of the designers and just the idea of full coverage and being able to put a painting basically on my wall without having to paint. I enjoy all sorts of crafts. Painting is not something that I would say that I am good at. I would like to be better at it. And I do, once the cabin is done and the baby's a little older and it's a little less messy of a thing to do because of her, I would like to take up painting again. I had started painting in 2020, just like everybody else, picking up new hobbies, and I was really enjoying it. I was really enjoying watercolors, I should say. I made some really cute things, and maybe I'll show them sometime when I dig them out of the RV where they are currently stored, because we were living in the RV we were living on the road for a while. But I really enjoyed the watercolors. I thought that I wasn't going to like them as much because I thought that they were going to be a lot more difficult, and because the paint, like the color, is less controlled. But I think that might be why I like it, is because it is a moment when I let go and I kind of let the water and the paint like do whatever they need to do, move however they need to move. I dropped my needle in my lap, so sorry. There it is. So I really enjoyed it. It felt kind of freeing. Yeah, COVID kind of made it more difficult for me to do that because we had to find a place to park the RV. So we ended up buying land, and it was a lot of work. So I tried acrylics as well. Much less good at acrylics. Did not enjoy them as much. I just need more practice. There are a lot of tools in acrylic, and they make it look so easy on YouTube. And it definitely was not. So yeah, someday I'd like to pick that back up. Maybe once wee one is a little older, and I can trust her with some paints without being fully hands-on with her while she's using the paints. Maybe we can do like, because I'm gonna homeschool, that's the current plan at least, that we can do our art together. At that point. That would be really cool. I think it's also cool that I can teach her, you know, crocheting and knitting and cross stitching and like things that I've found relaxing and enjoyable. And it's all art. But music we're gonna have to outsource because we are not musically inclined. We enjoy music, and we enjoy all sorts of music. We actually, the other day, started listening to, like, cycling through different genres of music, like jazz and some Broadway and Motown, like some flamenco type, and classical, and just rock and roll, all sorts, so that she is exposed to various cultures of music. Because it really is, it's each kind of genre and subgenre has its own culture. But a little ramble from me for the day. What about you? What other hobbies do you have? And what music do you listen to? Are there any artists, bands, anything that I should add to our shuffle playlist that might be, I mean, it could be current, it could be obscure, it could be, but just being two brains, I'm sure that we have missed some areas in the music world that could be interesting for us all to check out. I think I need to shift my pattern in this frame. It's pretty close. So just a little heads up, I am recording this a little early. I'm actually going up to Michigan for a family reunion this weekend. And when you're watching this, I'll probably be in the middle of a cornhole tournament with my family. Saturdays we have low country boil and cornhole tournament. And it's kind of a big deal. I think I might have mentioned this on a previous video now that I think of it, but there's also going to be a 5K. I think if I take my inhaler, now that my allergy meds are starting to kick in, I might be able to do it. I can walk if nothing else. Nobody's going to force me to run. Nobody's going to be chasing me with a chainsaw. It's not October, so maybe I'll give it a shot anyway. So yeah, so we'll be at the lake. Yeah. We've got kayaks and paddle boards, and my uncle has a boat. He's also used his neighbor's boat and connected the tubes to it. I have never been. Last year I had the toddler. She was just a year old when we went, or not quite a year old. So I did not go out on the boat. And the year before that I was pregnant, so I did not go tubing because they were flipping them and it was wild time. So this year I might go on it. I'm not sure yet. But I'll report back and let you know. Oh, can't find my hole. It's starting, the sun is going down behind me. So while it still looks pretty light on the camera, it is actually starting to get a little darker out. I didn't notice until just now. So I'm going to try to finish this row. And then I will leave you all until the next time. So I would love to know, how did you find Flosstube? How did you find me, if you're watching, and I super appreciate that. What projects are you currently working on? Are there any designers or websites that you just absolutely love? Or anybody you're buying fabric from that has been like Win After Win? If you're doing full coverage pieces, will you do them on more special fabric, or do you save the specialty fabric for stuff that you're gonna see in the background and do your full coverages on just like white or ecru, or pick a color, I guess. If you're doing a dark piece, maybe you want to work on dark fabric so that the white doesn't peek through your stitches. So I'd love to know. I'd love to know what you're doing and what you're loving, and I would love to kind of build a community and meet people, and just keep learning more about cross stitching and just other crafts in general, and just having community where other people appreciate the art that this is. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I I will talk to you all again next week. All right, happy stitching.